concentration is something that is absolutely imperative if you wish to be the very best version of yourself, and if you wish to remain aligned with your goals and your desires, if you wish to achieve that very best version of self and have your very best life. And concentration is something that is actively discouraged in modern society. It's difficult to maintain concentration because if you are stressed, then it's difficult to remain focused on that which is going to bring you joy and bring you peace and bring you happiness, because your mind is preoccupied with the stress that is front and center. So when you are stressed, you lose access to the prefrontal cortex to a degree. Now, blood shunts immediately from the prefrontal cortex back to the brainstem, and it's very difficult to remain aligned to that which is true and remain aligned to your desires because you're too busy making survival-based decisions. So concentration is something that is almost discouraged by stress, but it's also something that, just the way modern society is set up with the digital deluge of information that we receive, and I've spoken about this before, that on average the amount of information that a person receives today, every single day, is about the same amount of information that people in the Middle Ages in the 13th, 14th century received in about their entire lifetime. So the volume of information that you are being bombarded with on a daily basis makes it very difficult for your brain to discern that which is really important and really true, and that which it just needs to completely shut off from and just literally go blank. So how do you remain aligned with that which is true? How do you stay focused? How do you concentrate? I want to give away a couple of really simple little tools that I've been giving away to clients for a while now. It's really simple, it's really quick, and it's incredibly powerful. So the first one, it's a combination. You're going to stack two stimuli together. And the first one is known as the physiological sigh. And the physiological sigh is a naturally occurring phenomenon. It's something that has been known for many decades now. And it's something that you will do automatically, unconsciously, when your system becomes saturated with carbon dioxide. So when you have too much carbon dioxide and you begin to trigger stress and stress levels begin to elevate in the body, you will naturally produce this physiological sigh. Often happens during sleep, and that will help to reduce and lower the amount of carbon dioxide that you have in your system, and your system can begin to return back to homeostasis. Now, if you know about this, you can do this anytime, anywhere, and it's really, really simple. Typically, it's done by a nasal inhale, a double nasal inhale. So you'll inhale twice, which is really simple. It's just, and then exhale via the mouth. That's typically how it's done. I've always done it, and it's worked really effectively. I've always done it to somewhere close to a maximal inflation, and it doesn't necessarily matter if you inhale 50% and then another 50%, or if you inhale 90% and then the second inhale is just the only remaining 10%. But what you're going to do is you're literally going to open up all of the lung alveoli, or more of the lung alveoli, and you're going to release more carbon dioxide in that process. You're going to bring more oxygen in, release more carbon dioxide, and you're going to return the system back to homeostasis. So that drops the stress level. Now, the other thing you're going to use is just a very simple thank you, no thank you. Now, remembering that you simply, when a distraction pops up, and digital distractions are in the form of email alerts or social media alerts and these little banner messages that pop up on your phone, and text messages and phone calls and all of these little sounds that are engineered to draw your attention away from whatever it is that you're doing and look at the alert. And social media is incredibly powerful and incredibly smart and adept at doing this, at drawing your attention away from whatever it is that you're trying to concentrate on and distract you, so that you then buy back into social media and you kind of go unconscious and you just become an unconscious user of social media, which is really helpful for the social media platform, because then they can sell more advertising because you're just literally just there as a zombie. Now, that's what many people are doing, and the way you can snap yourself out of that is simply recognizing the distraction and saying thank you, no thank you, because it is literally that simple. You will give your will to whatever it is that you give importance to. And so the only reason you would be distracted by a sound or an email alert or a text message or a phone call is if you in that moment give more importance to the distraction than to the task that you're doing. So if you understand that, and you have decided that you want to give importance to the task that you're on, so whatever it is that you're working on, then you decide that first, this is what I'm being intentional about, this is what I'm giving importance to. And when I realize that, as soon as my attention goes anywhere else, I can simply say, thank you, no thank you. And it's a really simple, really easy, really powerful, conscious way to just shut out the distractions. Now, when you stack both of them together, anytime you notice your mind starting to wander, anytime you notice a digital distraction of any kind, you can literally thank you, no thank you. I'm going back to task. And you'll find that you'll be able to concentrate really easily. And what happens when you do that is you begin to build the neural pathways that support increased concentration. And then you become one of the few people in our society who can actually concentrate for extended periods of time. Now, I have found it really effective to do the physiological sigh, say thank you, no thank you to the distraction, then physiological sigh one more time, and then get on with whatever I'm doing. That is the way that I would recommend going about it. You can feel free to play with it however you like. If your nose is blocked and you have to do it via a mouth inhale and exhale, that is okay. If for whatever reason you can't breathe through your mouth, then you need to do both the inhale and the exhale through the nose, that is also okay. But as I said, my recommendation would be physiological sigh, thank you, no thank you to the distraction, refocus, one more physiological sigh, and continue with what you're doing. It's a fantastic and really simple tool for increasing concentration.